Regardless if you are a casual or a hardcore player, if you play for 2 hours or 10 hours a day. When Wuthering Waves finally releases, we all want to get most of the pulls available to get our favorite characters, and obviously also have the best start we can. So let's talk about how you can optimize your early game, which mistakes to avoid, and how to get the best start possible, at least mathematically speaking. Usual disclaimer, the link to the sheet is in the description and all this video's info is based on the CBT2, hence subject to change. And that's it, let's start and talk about what we will cover in this video. First, we will briefly touch on what you should prioritize early into the game, followed by an in-depth analysis on all the things we've touched on before. So basically part 1 is the what you should do part, and part 2 is the reason why. I usually like to have a foundation for my claims as much as I can, but if you don't care about that, you can stop watching after the first part, honestly. However, if you do, please still leave me a like and a comment, because that's how the YouTube algorithm works. Thanks! First up are the priorities. As usual, I will make this guide with free-to-play in mind, and I want to emphasize that enjoying a game is far more important than chasing numbers. So even if this guide, or any guide for that matter, would, just in theory, tell you to skip all of the story to be the most efficient, don't just do that. First and foremost, enjoy the game. That said, you can start farming echoes early on into the game. I also highly recommend you to do so, if not to say this is probably by far the most important thing to do. Literally nothing matters as much as getting your databank level raised as early as possible, since a higher databank level will also allow you to find and collect higher level echoes. This becomes especially important if you are limited in your time and don't have multiple friends to farm multiple worlds. Speaking of said echoes, you will only receive a limited number of tuners. While the initial amount you receive seems a lot, I promise you, you will burn through them very fast. So what are tuners? Tuners are necessary to unlock the echo substats. If you have ever played Genshin or Honkai Star Rail, just imagine your substats don't unlock automatically when reaching a certain level on your artifact or relic. And you also need another item to roll for those, and you don't even know which substats you get until you have done so. That's literally what tuners are. Now, for those who did not play Genshin or HSR, using echo experience items you can level your, well, echoes. Rank 2 echoes are limited to level 10, those are the green ones. Rank 3 to level 15, blue. Rank 4 to level 20, purple. And only rank 5 echoes, you know, the golden ones, can reach level 25. Since you unlock a new substat slot every 5 levels, that means only rank 5 echoes, you know, again, these golden colored ones, have their maximum potential. Because, well, they can have 5 substats, whereas rank 3, for example, can only have 3 substats. There are tuners for rank 3 echoes, rank 4 echoes and rank 5 echoes. The good news is, at least in the CBT2, there was no way to combine lower level tuners into higher level ones. This at least means you can use the lower level ones on your rank 3 and 4 echoes without having to worry about losing out on rank 5 tuners later into the game. The bad news is, every resource you put into those echoes will be useless when you unlock rank 5 echoes, and only 75% will be refunded to you when using them as fodder. The second bad news is a feature which was not present in the CBT2. While we don't know the details yet officially, they have announced that there will be a possibility to reuse unenhanced echoes and convert them into new ones. I repeat, unenhanced echoes. But unenhanced means neither leveled nor tuned. This is very important because you can use all your farmed rank 2, 3 and 4 echoes to fish for good rank 5 echoes later into the game. So this section here has been a bit long, so let's conclude. My point here being, only level 5 echoes for each member of your team, so 15 in total. Refrain from leveling rank 2 echoes, you will gain rank 3 echoes once very early into the game, with data bank level 4 to be exact, which you can reach within like the first hour of the game. And even on those, I would refrain from leveling them too much. Instead, use all the other echoes you farmed to recycle them later into rank 5 echoes instead. So you can try to fish for some early good substats. If you need some echoes to bridge the gap in between, leveling and tuning some rank 4 echoes is certainly the way to go. Next up is the main story. Well, sort of. You will unlock world bosses based on your progress in the story, and they can only be farmed once a week. This means you want to have unlocked the world boss at least within the first week of launch. Hence the it's like not really a day 1 or 2 priority, but within the first week. You know, it's certainly important. Another big mistake you could make is not farming the ores and other materials in the overworld. Some of the crafted 4-star weapons are actually quite good early on, and you need a lot of materials to be able to craft them. And they will provide you with easy access to a guaranteed early rank 5 4-star. You know, those are, in my opinion, the most important things you certainly should take care about if you care about efficiency. So let's get to the reasoning. This part will be a little bit spreadsheet heavy as usual, so bear with me. We will start with the echoes and data bank. Our goal should be to reach terminal level 15 as soon as possible. For that we need 2100 experience. You gain experience whenever you obtain a new echo of a new rank you have not yet well obtained. You gain 10 experience for each unique rank 2 and rank 3 echo, 15 experience for unique rank 4 echoes, and 20 experience for each rank 5 echo. Since we cannot reasonably obtain rank 5 echoes until terminal level 15, which is where we want to get to, our average XP earned during this journey is 13 per echo. To add, you also start off the game with a 10% drop rate for an echo, going to 15% at level 4 and 20% at level 10. So originally I planned to include some math here to show you how many days exactly you would need to get to databank level 15. Unfortunately, that did not work out. I have absolutely no way to calculate anything even remotely close to being correct. From personal experience, you can easily get databank level 10 or 12 even within the first day, but my math says otherwise. It says it shouldn't be possible, but I know that it is, because I did so, and many others did so during the CBT too. Hence, my math is off, so I cannot show this. So, I have to leave you here with just my personal experience and estimation. Given you play solo and clear the entire map every day, you should reach databank level 15 after 3 to 5 days. If you have friends, you can make this faster, as you can farm in their world as well. So, there are a few things we still have to take care of. First up, do you remember when I said since we cannot reasonably obtain rank 5 echoes until terminal level 15? That is not entirely true. There are 3 level 20 red enemies in the world, which are basically just really strong versions. You know, they look like this. You will notice them, trust me. And they will guarantee to drop the R5 echo when defeated, regardless of your terminal level. Furthermore, you also might get a guaranteed R5 from the current web event if you have played it. So these are just a very few examples, but you are able to obtain higher rank echoes early on, disregarding your terminal level, which in turn will grant you more experience. Secondly, and more importantly, your databank level is restricted by your current world level. To unlock databank level 15, you first need to be in Soul Phase 3 or Union level 30, which also means we heavily have to prioritize gaining Union experience. I will briefly touch on that later. Lastly, well, unfortunately a day only has 24 hours, and I honestly beg to differ. You are actually able to defeat every single enemy in the entire world in the first days, while also trying to reasonably level your Union level. Speaking of Union level, let's keep this part short. You are able to get to Union level 30 within a few days if you refresh the first days. That is much faster. For exact values, please have a look into the linked sheet in the corresponding tab. Again, it is really hard, if not even impossible, to math out, currently at least, how long you actually need to get to databank level 15, simply because there are so many variables. In the end, from personal experience, it will take a few days, depending on how much you play. I also highly recommend you to use the tracking feature inside your databank to find echoes you do not have yet. So that was quite long, so let's go over to the other points, the main story. Oh. Well, actually, I think I already said everything about this, because honestly there isn't much to add or to prove. I mean, you have to unlock the boss by doing the main story. So let's just skip this one and go straight to the next point. Do you remember when I said, which also means we heavily have to prioritize gaining Union experience? Yes? Good. So, technically speaking, clearing all content and doing all your daily stuff every day of the first month should bring you to Union level 42. If you max refresh every day, you can do so much faster and will reach Union level 49 within the same time. but it will also cost you Estrite worth around $300. Refreshing just once a day will bring you around 8% ahead of someone who doesn't refresh and costs you around $18.56 a month. Short and important note here, I think the actual refresh prices are a bit more expensive. The one for a single refresh a day is correct though. So basically what this tells you is if you ain't a whale, don't refresh. You can easily hit Union level 30 in a few days as a free to play. Last but not least, let's talk about the farming part. There are approximately 300 ores for you to farm every day, so if you want to craft any R5 weapon, you better get to work rather sooner than later. I also expanded the Rover calculation sheet for the craftable sword, so here are the results. And while not necessarily great, given this is the only non-gacha sword you have access to, it is better than the alternative. Unfortunately, the good craftable weapons are the rectifier and pistols, while the other three lag a little bit behind. Hence, it also doesn't matter if this craftable sword is R1 or R5, since its effect depends on you getting hit, which you kind of don't want to in the first place. And that's it. To be honest, there are many more points I could touch on, which will definitely ruin your account if you don't do that ASAP. Just kidding, but it would also ruin any possible fun you might have. Please focus on having fun and enjoyment in the first place. I try to provide data where I can if you do care about some efficiency, but in the end, if following this guide, or any other guide for that matter, hinders your fun, just stop. Not with playing, but with following guides, I mean. That being said, thank you so much for watching, and please leave a like and subscribe. These sheets take a lot of time to make, and well, the videos too, but especially the sheets. Peace.